Hey guys, and welcome to episode 35 of From the Island. Now, in this episode, we're just going to keep on flipping and moving on with the Gilded pieces. Now, as you can see by my chat, we've got some good news. Some of the items we've been dying to get rid of have finally finished selling. So we finally got rid of the Bloodbath boots. The Sorrow Robe legs have also finally sold, and we've also sold the Zamidihide boots, and we've also got rid of the Armadihide boots as well. Now, the two pairs of God boots were actually quite good items last episode, so we could definitely keep on going with them this episode. And we've actually started by putting in the first buy offer for 8 more Zami boots. Now, armor boots started to be a lot quicker in terms of moving around than what Zami did, but now Zami seem to be moving a lot quicker than what armor is. And that's what's good about having multiple items to flip, is that once this and having them in the same sort of category, having the same sort of different multiples of Godihide boots. If one doesn't work, the others do. But what I would say in terms of Godihide boots, I would only stick to Zami, Sara, and Armadil, and maybe Bandos. Although Bandos isn't as high priced as the other three, just because it's not really used as much. The others are used for God Protection and God Wars, and that's why they got such a high price, along with having the range bonus as well. But they're the three God boots I do stick to most. But more importantly in this episode, what we're going to hopefully do a lot more of is flip Gilded. Now, the past episode we had a lot of success with the Gilded Plate Skirt and the Gilded 2H, and we started to get involved with the Gilded Chain Body as well, and we've actually managed to pick up 3 at the beginning of this episode, just to see show that we are still buying them and we were still able. What's happened though at the beginning of this episode is that the price has shifted on us. So all I've just done there is just done a quick price check just to see where it is and what's happening. And the same with the Gilded Plate Skirt is we ran out of scope, and we just need to do a quick price recheck, and once we know where we are in terms of the money, we can just sell it in for that. And that's why if your items aren't selling, it's always worth doing a quick price check to see what it's currently buying and selling for, because sometimes it might actually be more beneficial to keep buying and hold on for the price to come back up if you are sure that the price will come back up. So that's pretty much what we'll be doing in this episode, is trying to go for Gilded. Just going through what we've been buying and selling with our G history, but I'm going to put some more offers in and move some flips around, and I'll come back to update you guys. So I've been trying a couple more items. We did try the Bandos boots, Dasara boots, flared trousers, and ham joints as well. Just trying to find other things which fit in with what we want to do at the minute, but nothing really is working as much. I'm just trying to find out what's best for us to go with at the minute, and just trying to go for a different range of items. I don't want to go back to what we've previously done. So that's why I'm trying all these new God boots, just trying to see what works best more than anything. And that's what's good about being able to price check these items with them having a slightly higher buy range. The items, when there's only 2 or 4, you are quite limited with what you can flip. But at least with these items having up to 8 buy limit, I've got a bit more room and scope for what we can do. I'm even going to try the Ranger's Tunic to see if that's worth it, although it will take up quite a lot of our cash. But yeah, I'm just going to keep trying these items and let you know what we finally decide on, and go from there. So after the best part of about half an hour of just testing different flips, we're actually going to commit our last 2 places in the G slot to the Ranger items. So we're going to go in for 7 Ranger gloves and 4 Ranger tights. That's only because the Ranger tights, that's all we could afford, because we couldn't afford one more as well. Now these Gilded plate skirts, I'm going to take out our offer to buy and just put the skirts I've got in a minute just to sell. Now they have crashed on us a little bit, and we probably won't be making as much as I was hoping for. But I'm hoping we will break even with that. But that's what happens with prices, they do move and change, and that's why it's so important if something's not sold for a couple of hours, just to rearrange your price and then see how we go from there. But I'm hoping these Ranger items perform quite well. They are more aimed towards the pure community, and they've got a decent buy limit and a decent price as well. So I'll come back with updates on what we're going for and how we're doing, and let you guys know what's worked and what's not. But these are all the items we've been trying. We have been trying our best to go through different items as well on what we can find. So logging back in after making all those buys, we've had some stuff buy and some stuff sell, and we've also had some changes as well. So the Infinity boots, there was a chance where we bought some Infinity boots for a quick flip and a quick margin, and Infinity boots are so often traded. I was hoping that'd be something which could go in and out quite quick. So I've bought 12 of them, and we'll get them shifted on as well. I thought 500k for them was quite cheap as well, so that's not too bad. We've managed to get rid of the Gilded 2Hs as well. They've finally sold, so they've gone pretty well. The Ranger gloves, we managed to buy 6 out of 7. We're just going to try and sell them and see how well they respond. The Rangers tights we have bought, they're in to sell as well. We've moved on to rune squares, Gilded, because the Gilded rune squares have a massive buy limit as well. They go up to 70, and they were flipping a lot better than the items we've had in before. We've gone in for katanas, which I know is something we've been doing quite a lot throughout the whole series, but they had a bit of a bigger margin than what they normally would. I think those 9 katanas will pull off something like 200k flip. Now, as you can see, the Infinity boots did sell really quick as well. We actually made quite a bit of money off them, so decent. We made best part of 300k, which is great for such a quick flip, and I don't know why I was checking Infinity boots, because they're not really a clue scroll item. But I saw them, thought it looked cheap, they had a decent margin anyway, and instant sold. So we're going to find something to fill the Infinity Boot slot. I don't really want to do them again, but we're going to just check some items and we'll come back to what we're picking. So just trying to find some new stuff to keep on moving with this clue scroll items. So we're going for the team capes. Just trying to work my way between the 3 because they all have a different price range and they all have different margins, just to work out which one's best. Now, Team Cape 0 has got just under a 250k margin, which will probably outperform all of the other capes, even if we did multiples. I believe there's one cape which is sort of a 2.8mm mark, and then there's another one in the 3mm. So the Cape 0 is definitely the more expensive out of 2. The Gilded 2Hs weren't buying as quick as what I'd like, and I think the possibility of buying the team capes was something which would be better than what the 2Hs were offering. They have been okay for the past couple of days. They've been a bit slow at times, but we have actually managed to sell and flip, and we've earned some decent money off them. So we're going to try and see what we can do in terms of his team cape as well, and just try and see if the others flip just as well. This was the one I was talking about, which is at the lower end, and yeah, I'll come back to you when we decide what the slots are. So the team cape I has about a 63k margin each, which for us at the minute, with what cash we've got, is actually not too bad. We're going to have to try and buy 3 and see how they go, and for the time being, that's going to be our GE slots, the new items, team capes, and the Gilded Square. So it's been a couple of days, and as you can see by my GE chat, we've got a whole green absolute lockout of our GE trading screen. Now, as you can see, we've changed items up again, and that's because I do like to sort of have a bit more of a bigger jump between sort of our clips, and that's because I know at some point we were just making updates on the videos for sort of 20-50k. I think we're at that point now where you know what I'm going to be doing, you know what I'll be moving, so I try and make it a bit more of a jump, just so we're not making videos just for sort of 1 mil updates. So we've had quite a few different items. The Rangers items actually sold quite well, and we've actually bought some more Rangers tights, and we actually sold an extra set of Rangers gloves. So we've bought in some more tights and gloves. We've got some hand joints bought because the margins was working then. So we're going to try and sell them again. Team capes, we actually gone for the Team Cape X in the end because the Team Cape I wasn't buying as well as what we were hoping. And the katanas, we sold the set we currently had, and we've actually bought some more. So those are the items we're currently dealing with at the minute. Hopefully they just keep moving. I did leave them for a couple of days this time, which is why they've all sold at one big time. But hopefully they'll go pretty well again. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do in terms of replacing the armor boots. Armor boots and god boots in general have been really good for the past couple of episodes, so they have been working, but we'll just see if there's anything working better at this time. And that's why I don't like to hold on to certain items all the time, even though like some of the episodes do look like that. I always try and see what works best at the given time before putting the offer in, and that's why we can change up items quite a lot throughout the series. So this will be the final G slots for the episode. As you can see, just putting in what we're thinking in terms of items for the beginning of the next episode. Armored hide boots actually had a 200k margin, so we're going to go quite aggressive and try and get them in and get them sort of flipped as soon as possible, because that'd be a nice 1.4mm flip. But as you can see from the beginning of the episode, we have changed drastically on what we're flipping. Gilded wasn't working the best apart from the Gilded Square, which is what we'll probably keep on flipping. I think in terms of what cash stack we've got and what we want to do, the Gilded Square works best with us because it's a good buy price. It's a massive flipping rate per hour, per 4 hours. So it works best for us for that. And then the other items, the Rangers pieces worked a lot better than what I thought they would. I thought they would have been too niche and just been so slow to sort of buy and sell. But they've actually been really good this episode, and I think there'll be something we'll be keeping to the end of the 50mm goal. And then in terms of that, the God boots were really good. The ham joints have moved okay when we bought them, and the set we've bought in and put the sell offer in for now, hopefully they'll be able to pull a decent margin. And katanas, I know they've been throughout the whole series, but they work, and they still continue to work. So we're just going to put in the Gilded Square shield for now. Not quite sure what I'm going to do for that last slot, but I'll make that for the next episode, start with what we end up doing. But that's the end of this episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please leave a like, and if you have enjoyed any content going forward, please hit the subscribe, because we're nearly at the end of this series, and I've got some ideas of what we can do for the next series. But I do want some opinion from you guys on what you'd like to see. If you'd like to see this account start a road to max, bossing, PKing, please let me know in the comments, because I can try. And I can try and make content around it. I just want to make sort of the content you guys want to see. And also, I need you guys to hit that subscribe button as well, so we can keep building up. But yeah, that's the end of this episode. Hope you've enjoyed. If not, please let me know why. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.